Good morning, Fellowship Hi-Crest fam, and this is your Jumpstart for Monday, May the 3rd. And our focal passage for today is really Genesis 29, verses 14 through 35. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to read one verse out of this. I'm going to give you a little bit of the story. You get to this part where Jacob has deceived his brother. His brother is mad as the dickens at him and wants to kill him, because he steals from him. And then, but here's what happens a lot of times, man, is sometimes we can think we're slick until we run into a better slickster than us, right? And this is what happens in the story. Jacob goes to stay with his uncle Laban, who is a better con artist than Jacob is. His name, Jacob, actually means deceiver. And he makes this deal with his uncle to work for him to be able to marry his daughter. And the deal was that he would work for 7 years to marry his daughter. So verse 20 says, "So Jacob worked 7 years to pay for Rachel, but his love for her was so strong that it seemed to him but a few days." Man, the deal I love about the Bible is that often we get to view round characters. What I mean by round characters is you get to see a lot of just their personality and moral traits and their and how in some areas they were great and in some areas they just booted it and were terrible. One of the deals we see about Jacob in this story was his perseverance. That his love was so strong for Rachel. What was most important to him was not how long he had to work or what he had to do, but why he was doing it. Rachel was his why. And because his why was strong, 7 years seemed but a few days. All of us are wired and shaped to have passions and things that are important to us that we care about. Man, my hope for each and every one of you is that you would find that and that you would invest yourself fully into pursuing that, not for your glory, but for God's glory. And once you do, it's not to say that you won't have interruptions, you won't have things that go wrong, that you won't have setbacks, because if you read more of this focal passage, you'll see that his uncle tricked him and gave him the older sister, and he had to work 7 more years, so he ended up working 14 years for his wife. But you'll still see it as worth it, because your why is still strong. So continue to power up, pour in, and spill out, and ask yourself this week, what is your why? What keeps you going even when you've been harmed?